Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Ever wondered what dangerous secrets could be lurking in your own backyard? As tranquil as it may appear, your garden could be harboring some of the world's most dangerous plants. From the deceptive beauty of the death camas to the lethal allure of the suicide tree, these plants are not just pretty faces. In this video, we'll journey through the garden of deadly delights, counting down to the most perilous plant known to man. Prepare to be surprised as we delve into the world of the most dangerous plants. Starting our countdown at number 5, meet the death camas. Now, if you're a fan of wildflowers, you might be tempted by the death camas's charm. This plant, with its star-shaped white or yellow flowers, can easily be mistaken for a harmless beauty. It's often found in the wild, gracing the landscapes of North America, particularly in the western and midwestern states. But don't let its alluring appearance fool you. The death camas is a silent killer, hiding behind an innocent facade. Its entire structure, from the flowering bulb to the roots, is laced with toxic alkaloids, chemicals that can wreak havoc on the nervous system of any creature unfortunate enough to consume it. Ingestion of the death camas can lead to a myriad of unpleasant symptoms. Initial signs include salivation, nausea, and vomiting, which can quickly progress to more severe complications such as low blood pressure, irregular heartbeats, and even respiratory failure. In the worst-case scenarios, it can be fatal. The danger lies not just in its toxicity, but also in its deceptive resemblance to edible plants. For instance, it's often mistaken for wild onions due to its similar bulb structure. There have been unfortunate cases where people, thinking they've stumbled upon a wild onion patch, have mistakenly consumed death camas, leading to severe poisoning and, in some instances, death. Livestock, too, aren't spared from this lethal beauty. Sheep, cows and horses have been known to graze on these plants, often with fatal consequences. As such, ranchers and farmers are particularly wary of this plant, always on the lookout to protect their livestock. Despite its deadly nature, the death camas has its place in the ecosystem. It provides food for certain insects and is a host plant for several species of moths. But for us humans and our livestock, it's a plant to be avoided at all costs. The death camas, a lethal beauty that earns its place at number 5. Moving on to number 4, we have the castor bean plant. Don't let the name fool you. The castor bean plant is far from your ordinary legume. It's a dramatic tropical plant that can tower up to 15 feet high. With its large, glossy foliage in a variety of deep greens and purples, it's a real head-turner. But behind this lush, attractive facade lurks a deadly secret. The castor bean plant is native to the Mediterranean region, Eastern Africa and India, but has since spread worldwide. You might even find it growing in your own backyard, unaware of the danger it poses. The peril lies in the plant's seeds. These seeds are deceptively beautiful with their mottled brown and black patterns almost resembling a pinto bean. However, they contain ricin, one of the most toxic naturally occurring substances on Earth. Just a single seed, if ingested or inhaled, can be lethal to adults. For children and pets, the risk is even greater. The symptoms of ricin poisoning can appear in a matter of hours, beginning with abdominal pain, vomiting and severe dehydration, and can lead to a fatal shutdown of the central nervous system. There have been cases where this plant has caused harm. In fact, one of the most infamous incidents involved the assassination of a Bulgarian journalist in the 1970s. The weapon of choice? A modified umbrella that delivered a tiny pellet of pure ricin. So, if you're a gardener with a penchant for exotic plants, the castor bean plant might seem like an attractive choice. But remember, it's not just a plant, it's a potential killer lurking in your garden. Before you plant one in your backyard, think about the risks. Better yet, consider other, safer alternatives. After all, a garden should be a place of peace and tranquility, not a minefield for potential dangers. The castor bean plant, a seemingly innocent plant with a deadly secret. Coming in at number 3, we have the English yew. This fascinating tree, often associated with ancient churchyards and stately homes, is not as benign as it might appear. The English yew, or Taxus baccata, as it's scientifically known, is a striking sight with its evergreen leaves and bright red berries. It stands tall and proud, commonly found across Europe, North Africa and Southwest Asia. But don't let this tree's beauty fool you. Almost every part of the English yew is laced with a cocktail of toxins, making it one of the most dangerous plants you can encounter. The leaves, the seeds and even the bark contain taxine, a lethal compound that can cause heart failure. Only the fleshy aril around the seed is not toxic, but the seed within is deadly. There have been several unfortunate instances where the English yew's danger has been tragically underestimated. Cases of livestock and pets succumbing to its lethal allure are not uncommon. And there have been instances of human poisoning too, often due to confusion with other less harmful plants. Ingesting the yew's toxins can result in dizziness, a dry mouth and a rapid heartbeat. Severe cases can lead to muscle weakness, difficulty breathing and ultimately collapse. The onset of symptoms is swift, often within a few hours. The English yew, a classic tree with a hazardous twist. So remember, while the English yew may be a sight to behold, it's best admired from a distance. At number 2, we have the deceivingly dangerous water hemlock. This plant, with its delicate white flowers and tall, branching stems, might seem harmless at first glance, but don't be fooled. The water hemlock is often mistaken for harmless plants like parsnip and celery due to its similar appearance, making it an unexpected danger lurking in our own backyards. Commonly found in wet, marshy areas in North America and Europe, the water hemlock is considered one of the most poisonous plants in these regions. Every part of this plant is toxic, but the roots are especially dangerous. They contain a potent poison called cicutoxin that can cause violent convulsions and seizures in humans and animals alike. Some of you might recall the tragic story of a family who unknowingly consumed a stew made from the roots of this plant. The consequences were dire, leading to hospitalizations and, unfortunately, fatalities. This is not an isolated incident, as there are numerous cases of livestock and pets falling ill or perishing after ingesting this deadly plant. What makes the water hemlock especially perilous is not only its lethal poison, but also its deceptive charm. Its alluring flowers and lush green foliage make it an attractive but deadly addition to our natural landscapes. The water hemlock, a perilous plant that's easy to stumble upon. And now, the moment you've been waiting for, the most dangerous plant in the world, the suicide tree. Its scientific name is Cerbera odolum, but most know it by its chilling moniker, the suicide tree. Standing tall and proud, this tree is a deceivingly beautiful sight to behold. It's a native of the swamps and marshy areas of India and southern Asia, where it's often found looming over water bodies, casting a shadow that holds a dark secret. You wouldn't guess it from its lush green leaves or its clusters of white tubular flowers that emit a pleasant fragrance. It's the tree's fruit that holds the danger. The fruit of the suicide tree resembles a small mango. It's green and fibrous, and its biggest threat lies within. The seed contains a potent toxin called cerberin, a compound that disrupts the heartbeat. Consuming just one seed can be fatal. The sinister part is that cerberin is tasteless and can easily be mixed with food, making it a silent and lethal killer. Over the years, there have been countless cases where the suicide tree has caused harm. The most shocking fact, most of these incidents were intentional. In southern India alone, it's estimated that the suicide tree is responsible for over 2,000 deaths annually, making it a weapon of choice for those seeking a silent and deadly poison. But it's not just humans who are at risk. Livestock and other animals have also fallen victim to the tree's deadly fruit. The deaths are often swift and go unnoticed until it's too late. The lack of a reliable test to detect cerberin in the body also means that many of these cases go unreported or misdiagnosed. The suicide tree, a deadly masterpiece of nature, earning its title as the most dangerous plant in the world. Its alluring beauty and the lethal secret it harbors serve as a stark reminder of the dual nature of our planet's flora. They offer us life, but if we're not careful, they can just as easily take it away. From the death cameras to the terrifying suicide tree, nature is full of hidden dangers. We've journeyed through gardens of peril, each plant a silent predator. the alluring death camas, the treacherous castor bean, the ancient English yew, the deceiving water hemlock, and finally, the dreaded suicide tree. Each harbours a lethal secret beneath their verdant foliage. Remember, beauty can be deceiving, and even the most innocent-looking plant can hold a deadly secret. Stay safe and well-informed. Bye, fam. Take care.